Hello from Japan. It's already September 11th, 2009 here. What day is it there? My name is Keith. As you may know from my YouTube channel, Kanji Keith. Today I would like to talk a bit about the TV method. What is the TV method? Have you heard of the TV method? Well, first of all, let me describe it as an unproven method for learning a language, at least learning the the base material that native knows. Well, learning also like a native. So what is the TV method? First, let me tell you the TV method is for learning languages. Actually, rather than saying learning, it's for acquiring language, a foreign language, a language that is not your own, and it's for adults. The method involves watching TV, and that's pretty much it. Oh, you want me to explain more? Okay. Well, let's see. First, get some TV shows, some dramas. Dramas are good. Or the good thing about dramas are that they have a series, so you get to know the characters and you have more chance to hear the same words, same situations, same people, same voices. Movies are okay, but they're very short, so that's why I prefer a TV series, usually called a drama. And just by watching, without even understanding anything, even people who have studied their target language often can't understand anything when they hear the real spoken language if they've never been in an environment or never used it, only studied from books or even from some audio programs. But what you need is to listen to the language, and TV is a good method. TV gives you a visual input. You can see what's going on. You can make connections. You don't have to even think. And without thinking, the language enters your brain, but also with the visual. You're seeing what's happening. And many times it's quite clear what's happening. Someone enters a room and they say a greeting. It's obvious it's a greeting. Especially the next time you hear it, you see the same situation. Oh, saying the same thing and again, and you keep hearing it. You don't need to know exactly what the meaning of it is. You don't need to know, word for word translation or anything. You just know that in this language, in this culture, people come in and they use this greeting. And the greeting may be different depending on context. Some cultures, people have a different greeting for those who are socially above them, such as if you're watching a show with emperor, royalty family. Those people, have different expressions, right? And you hear these things and you don't know what they mean. You can't say them back even, but you're hearing the same one. And slowly but surely, this language enters your brain, and if you watch a lot, you'll hear some expression come up in your mind, and you'll be like, oh, that's from the show I've been watching. I still don't know what it means, but yeah, I can hear it clearly in my head. And this is what I have been doing. I did it for I don't know how many months, but how I count my time using the TV method is not in months, it's in hours. and I watched 554 hours of Chinese because I kept track of how many hours I was watching. And I could feel my comprehension of the language improve. I did no other studying. I had studied a little before that, but not everything I studied I had learned. No, I didn't learn everything that I had studied. So you don't have to start from having never studied the language, but you can. You can start from having 0 words, 0 comprehension, and you can still learn. The important thing is, first of all, hearing. When you hear the language, at first it's like a blur. As soon as you hear something, it's gone. You don't know what you're hearing. You can't even focus on the sounds. After after maybe 20-30 hours, suddenly it's totally different. Suddenly it's clear. You hear more clearly. You still don't understand because you're not sitting there studying, but now you can hear, whereas before you couldn't. So there are these little stages, these little progressions that you make, and gradually you observe, you watch what's going on, you start to understand, and keep building on that and building on that. And what you do understand, you understand without translation, without needing to think, oh, I studied that. Oh, what was that? What did that mean? Oh, yeah. You don't even stop and make little connections like that. While you're watching, you might think, oh, I think I know what this means, and obviously you're thinking in your own language, I know what this means, or I finally figured out why they're saying this, or now I know it's that person's name or something, if it's their name, you just know it's their name. You don't have a translation for their name, but if it's another word, maybe you'll kind of, recognize, what that word is in your own language, but you never sit there and study, and you never make a habit. That's what studying does. Studying makes a habit. You study, your vocabulary in 2 languages, so when you hear it in your target language, you are thinking, oh yeah, I recognize that word. I know what it is. And then you have to verify it. You say, oh yeah, that means car, or that means house, or whatever. And you keep doing that, but you get quicker and quicker at it, right? But every time you do it, it's creating a habit. You're telling your brain to bring up that word in your own language. It creates this process. You get faster and faster at it, but it's not the same as being like a native. But when you learn naturally, you have probably already heard that word many times before you understand what it means. And you don't need to even concentrate on the words, but you will know that oh, now I understand this word, or this phrase, or this is used here, or whatever. And when you understand it, you haven't connected it to anything but those situations that you've seen it in. If you've seen people coming in the room and using the same greeting, first you just know it's a greeting. Maybe later on you understand when that greeting is used. Your understanding grows, but you never need to associate it with anything else. So it's just like learning a first language. And that is the purpose of the TV method. It is to learn a language like your first language.